Today on General Hospital, Sonny offers Laura his support. Britt orders Sidwell to make Rocco's problems go away, and Rick gives Alexis Portia's motives for wanting Drew dead. Today's episode was directed by Kate Mancy, who plays Christina Corinthos Davis. Carly drops by Jack's room at the Metro Court with a bottle of wine, which she says she found in the cellar and is one he special ordered once upon a time. They sit down and pour some wine, and Jack feels like something has come between them, a distance, and he isn't sure what it's about. Carly turns his back to him and says she needed time to process the Vaughn thing, and when she's hurt, she pulls back. He puts his hands on her shoulder and says he's so sorry, and he's been trying to figure out how to fix this. Carly admits she's missed him, and she knows she's been sending him mixed signals. She is struggling to accept who he is, but she's here, which means something. Carly also comes clean that she didn't just find this wine accidentally. She had it hunted down so she had an excuse to knock on his door. She didn't have the guts just to come out and tell him that she's ready to put this behind them. Jack is pleased, and they kiss. Sonny meets with Laura in her office. She believes her career may be over after lashing out at Dalton in public. Sonny saw the footage and loved it, and so did the people of Port Charles, who applauded her going to bat for her grandson. Laura is relieved but still fears she tanked her campaign. Laura knows losing this election means handing the city over to Ezra and Sidwell. Their discussion shifts to Rocco and Dalton framing him. Laura asks if they can trust Rick to defend Rocco. Sonny believes in this case. Yes, as Rick is hell-bent on making amends to him. In Alexis's office, Rick won't give Alexis a motive for Portia wanting Drew dead without a guarantee that Danny comes forward to help Rocco. She refuses and tells him to give her a motive first or see himself out. Rick relents and tells Alexis about Portia's tampering with Heather's cobalt tests, something that someone hypothetically could have learned about and hypothetically blackmailed Portia with. Jason drops by his, now Britt's, room above Bobby's. She asks Jason to have Danny come forward to help Rocco. Jason would do anything to help, but he can't do that. Now I have Meatloaf's song in my head. Jason thinks that Rocco will skate on these charges, but Britt tells him how Rocco's arraignment went so wrong, and Danny can prove Dalton lied about Rocco trashing the lab. Jason explains the predicament Danny is in with Drew, and that his coming forward might only make things worse and send his son to prison. Jason says they need to come up with another solution. In Dante's office, the acting commissioner tells Lulu that Rocco is in this trouble thanks to Gio. Dante fills her in on Emma and Gio's conspiracy theory on Dalton testing on animals, and pulling the kids into their plan to expose him. He admits he came down hard on Gio, even worse than before with the drinking incident, and feels bad about that. Well, that's a start. Lulu hates what Gio did, but Rocco, Charlotte, and Danny willingly chose to do this. Lulu says Rocco lying to them has become a pattern, and Charlotte's been covering for him. Dante says right now they must get Rocco out of this, and they may have to involve Danny and Charlotte. Down in the squad room, Danny and Charlotte tell Nathan they are here to turn themselves in to help Rocco. They go into the interrogation room to talk, and the kids spill all to Nathan about the theory that Dalton was testing on animals. They were with Rocco in the lab and all hid when Dalton showed up, but only Rocco got caught. Danny insists they found nothing and didn't damage the lab. Nathan thanks them for the information and tells them to sit tight. He steps out and asks an officer for Jason's contact information. Nathan soon calls Jason, who is still with Britt at Bobby's, and suggests that he get down here, as this is about his son. The detective then heads to Dante's office to inform him and Lulu about Charlotte. At Windermere, Sidwell and Marco discuss how Dalton is jeopardizing their entire operation by drawing attention to the lab by claiming Rocco destroyed it. Marco suggests they should call in help from his father's partner. Sidwell says his partner's identity is on a need-to-know basis, and he needs Marco's help to fix this mess. Marco learns his father put Britt in charge and suggests that it will only fuel Dalton's anger, and he's seen and knows too much. Sidwell says if Dalton goes away, so do their problems. Before Sidwell can say more, Britt arrives and asks to speak to Sidwell alone. Marco takes off, and Britt lashes out at Sidwell for helping Dalton railroad an innocent kid. Back at the station, Nathan brings Lulu, Dante, and Jason into the interrogation room to face their kids. Nathan then reveals he's still a little rusty on procedure, and because they are minors, their parents should have been here when they gave their statement. That makes their statement invalid. Charlotte and Danny want to give it again, but Jason and Lulu refuse to let them do that, knowing Nathan let them talk when it wouldn't matter legally. Jason steps out and calls Alexis, who is still with Ric, and updates her on where he is and why. Back in her office, Alexis tells Ric they need to get to the PCPD, as it looks like Danny's going to confess. Carly and Jack get passionate on his couch, and it's so obvious she clearly isn't into it by her facial expressions. Fortunately, his phone rings and she insists he answer it. He has to head into the office. Carly is clearly relieved. She tells him to have fun at work, and maybe she'll see him tonight. Carly leaves and pulls herself together in the hallway. In Laura's office, the results start rolling in, and Sunny tells her that she's got this. With any luck, Measure C will also burn down in flames with her re-election. At the PCPD, Dante is told Ric is in his office, so he and Lulu go to meet him. Alexis arrives and tells Danny never to speak to the police without an attorney present. Danny insists he give his statement again, as it's what his mom would want him to do for Rocco. Jason leaves the choice to his son. At Windermere, Sidwell tells Britt that he just learned what happened and that he would never sanction Dalton doing this, as it would bring attention to their work from the authorities. Britt is relieved, but warns that if he doesn't get Dalton to drop the charges, then she'll torch their entire operation. Back at the PCPD, Dante and Lulu meet with Ric to talk strategy, while Alexis does the same with Charlotte. Danny and Jason. Ric and Alexis both believe that, with Charlotte and Danny's statement, they can prove Dalton filed a false police report, and they will flip this and put Dalton, not Rocco, on trial.